My name is David Burnett. I'm a photojournalist from New York City. I'm here with my exhibition, which is called 44 Days, Iran and the Remaking of the World, which are basically photographs that I took during the Iranian Revolution 40 years ago in 1978, 1979. And I'm here at Exposure in Sharjah, having a great time, by the way. I started taking pictures when I was in high school, like a lot of kids who came through in my generation. We had a wet lab. I've never gotten over the magic of seeing an 8 by 10 piece of paper, about 8 by 10 inches, about like. I'd been given an assignment from Time magazine to do a story in Pakistan in late 1978. After I finished that, which was just about at the end of December, it was, as I recall, it was Christmas Day, and I was trying to decide where to go next from Karachi. And I decided to go spend a week in Tehran. I knew that there was a number of events that had really shown that there was unrest and a movement against the Shah. And I had photographed the Shah on a trip to Washington, D.C. in 1974. So even though I didn't know him personally, he was not unknown to me as a personage. And I arrived just after Christmas Day in 1978, and within an hour I was out in the street at my first of what would be many demonstrations in which the government forces fired into a crowd of protesters, and a couple of people were killed. And the next day I went out to the cemetery to the funeral of one of the young men who'd been killed, and realized that there was incredible passion and emotion in these crowds as they made the funeral not only into a funeral but also into a political event, and the arrival back into Tehran of Ayatollah Khomeini, who then eventually took over. I've been in this field of photojournalism for 50 years or so, and I still get very energized when I'm out taking pictures, and I still love to look at new work being done by people who, even people I don't know, but that's usually how you meet photographers first, is by seeing their work on the internet or on a page somewhere. Well, I've managed to get through my jet lag, and what's really been keeping me awake is wandering around the floor at Exposure and just seeing one incredible exhibition after another. And I have to say I'm a little embarrassed because a couple of the photographers live about a mile from me in New York. But in addition, there are a lot of photographers from the Emirates and from the Middle East who I don't know, and I'm just getting to meet, first through their images, and I hope to meet some in person. But the expanse and variation in what's available here, as someone who loves to look at photography, is really exciting. There's so much to see, and it's all right here. Exposure, if you're going to come to Exposure, plan on taking a couple of days. There's a lot to see.